Thanks, Marilyn.
Okay, this is a dream that I had before I went to visit your mum. I was surprised by the dream. It woke me right up and made me sit up in bed and think, don't forget this dream, so I didn't. I wrote it down. In this dream, I'm coming home, actually. This is my home, but for some reason or other I feel uncertain about whether I should go into this home. And I'm going, I wonder why not. There's something that might be going on in there that I don't want to discover. So, and it's a ginormous home in large grounds, the sort of home you might find in Victoria Avenue or in some gorgeous part of Melbourne, you know, that's been built in the early 1920s perhaps. Mm-hmm. There are multi-stories. All the fittings are made of the best wood and the finest materials that you can imagine. And it has a sort of graciousness of that era. It is also beautifully kept, so it's not in disrepair, it's in magnificent repair. I decide eventually that I'll go in, and up the steps I go, like maybe 8 steps, so there's this little rise that you go up these steps and through this very beautiful door, and there doesn't seem to be anyone home, so I decide, as usual, to pick up a dusting cloth, and I'm going to do a little cleaning up of my house, so I'm going to clean things and polish them. And I go through the house a little bit, sort of titivating bits here and looking at the flowers and things like that. And then up the stairs to what I think is probably a bedroom, and I'm just about to polish the doorknob, the gold-plated doorknob, or gilt it would have to be, but it's definitely needing a little polish here. And suddenly, out of the door opens, and out of this door bursts Simon Bowen, like an 8-foot spirit, a giant spirit. There's this sort of almost transparent, a slightly, what's the word for that colour? Sepia-coloured Simon, a shape, really, but it's definitely Simon Bowen. And he's bursting out like this, out of this room, followed by, interestingly enough, slightly more embodied, 2 queenly type women, older, dressed like queens, covered in jewels and all sorts of things. But, I mean, they're only hinted at in this strip, but they're clearly of a queenly character with a lot of authority. And so they're following him, and then out of this entourage as well, from behind them come all these other younger women, all dressed in white, sort of flying. And the white's flying, and they look like a flock of doves, and there might be 20 of them, and they're all, shh, out comes Simon, followed by the queens, followed by these white women. My first thought is, my God, is he sleeping with all these people? Because after all, even in the dream, I know he's a Scorpio.
Marilyn.
That was a fleeting moment.
Yeah.
And then the dream concludes. That's the end of it, really. That was a sort of a minor thought, but it wasn't really. The major thing about this dream was the energy with which there's this emergence. Mm. I'll tell you about what I thought when I woke up. I thought, oh, what's this about? I better tell this to Joan. I wonder what's happening in Simon's life. That was the first thing. And then I thought, well, this doesn't look like a bad thing. There's joyfulness in there. Mm. There's energy. There's sort of focus. And if I just go back from the fact of the personalising of the Simon Bowen in it, what we've got here is the masculine energy, in other words, the thinking, the clarity, the moving forward, the focus on something or other, the masculine of the world is absolutely supported by boggins of the feminine, the creative, the fluid, the responsive, and also there's enough authority in there. So I mean, it was an incredible mix, really. If I just think about it in terms of potentials and energies, it's an incredible mix. So I'd say to you after that dream, keep going.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for that.